Imagine a world where your personal, financial, and business data is at risk every second. That's not a distant dystopian future, it's our reality today. In this digital age, the importance of cybersecurity cannot be overstated. With our lives increasingly intertwined with the online world, the protection of our data has become paramount. We are living in an era where cyber attacks and data breaches are no longer isolated incidents, but common occurrences. From giant corporations to individual users, no one is immune. Every day, countless personal details, sensitive business information, and billions of dollars are at stake. In the face of such threats, we need to arm ourselves with robust defenses. One such defense is penetration testing. It's a proactive and essential measure that seeks out the weak spots in our digital fortresses before they can be exploited. To safeguard our digital universe, we need robust shields, one of which is penetration testing. Penetration testing, often known as ethical hacking, is a vital component of cybersecurity. But what exactly is it? Penetration testing is a proactive and authorized attempt to evaluate the security of an IT infrastructure. It's like a fire drill for your digital world, simulating cyber attacks to expose vulnerabilities in your systems, networks, and applications. The goal here is to reveal weak spots before the bad guys do. This way, you can patch them up and reinforce your defenses. But let's be clear, this isn't real hacking, it's ethical hacking. The testers are professionals, bound by rules and guidelines, ensuring no real harm is done. They are the good guys, the white hat hackers, helping you fight off the black hat hackers lurking in the shadows of the cyber world. Understanding the steps involved in penetration testing is crucial for effective cybersecurity. It's about being prepared, being proactive, and making sure your digital fortress stands strong. Penetration testing can be broken down into 5 main steps. The first 2 steps are the foundation of the entire process: planning and reconnaissance. Planning is the initial phase where the scope and goals are defined. This involves outlining the systems to be tested and the testing methods to be used. It's during this stage that the rules of engagement are set. This could be as simple as defining the time frame for testing, or as complex as detailing the specific techniques that are off limits. The next step, reconnaissance, is all about gathering intelligence. Here, the tester collects as much information as possible about the target. This is a bit like casing the joint before a heist. The tester might look at public records, examine the company's website, or even do a bit of social engineering. Reconnaissance isn't just a one-and-done step either. It's an ongoing process that continues throughout the entire penetration test. As new information is discovered, the tester will adjust their strategies and techniques accordingly. By the end of these first 2 steps, the tester should have a clear plan of attack and a comprehensive understanding of the target. With a clear plan and comprehensive reconnaissance, we're ready to move on to the next steps. After planning and reconnaissance, the real action begins. We move on to the next 2 steps of penetration testing: threat modeling and vulnerability analysis. Threat modeling is a systematic process where we identify potential threats, categorize them, and prioritize them based on severity. It's a bit like being a detective, meticulously sifting through every piece of information to find potential danger. We look at the system from an attacker's perspective, trying to understand what they would target and how they would do it. On the other hand, vulnerability analysis is about finding the weak spots in the system. It's not just about identifying vulnerabilities, but also understanding how they can be exploited. We use various tools and techniques to probe the system, looking for any chink in the armor. This could range from outdated software and misconfigurations to weak passwords and unencrypted data. The beauty of these 2 steps is that they work hand in hand. Threat modeling helps us understand what we are up against, while vulnerability analysis shows us where we are most exposed. Together, they allow us to prioritize our efforts, focusing on the most critical threats and vulnerabilities first. These steps are crucial in the penetration testing process. They help us paint a clear picture of the potential threats and vulnerabilities, enabling us to devise an effective defense strategy. Now that we've identified and analyzed potential threats, it's time for the final step. The final step in penetration testing is the actual test itself. Now that we've gathered information and identified potential vulnerabilities, it's time to exploit them. This is where the rubber meets the road in penetration testing. In the exploitation phase, testers use the insights gathered in the reconnaissance and scanning stages to gain unauthorized access. This might involve exploiting known software bugs, leveraging weak passwords, or even manipulating users through social engineering. The goal is not to cause harm, but to identify where the system's defenses can be breached. One important thing to remember is that exploitation is conducted in a controlled and ethical manner. Testers are not hackers with malicious intent, they're cybersecurity professionals working to improve the system's security. Once the vulnerabilities have been successfully exploited, testers document their findings, providing valuable insights into potential security threats. With the test complete, we've reached the end of the penetration testing process. Penetration testing is a vital tool in the cybersecurity arsenal. It's a proactive approach to security, an essential chess move in the complex game of digital protection. We've delved into the fascinating world of penetration testing, unraveling its significance and the intricate 5-step process that shapes it. Starting with planning and reconnaissance, where a robust strategy is crafted, we move to scanning, where potential vulnerabilities are identified. Then comes the thrilling phase of gaining access, followed by maintaining that access to gather critical data. Finally, we wrap up with analysis, where the collected data is meticulously examined to fortify defenses. Penetration testing is not just about finding vulnerabilities, it's about understanding them, learning from them, and ultimately, building stronger digital fortresses. So let this spark your curiosity to delve deeper into cybersecurity and explore the role you can play in safeguarding your own digital universe. Remember, in the digital world, your best defense is a good offense. Stay secure and keep learning.